I don't know about you guys, but I miss my childhood. Coming home carelessly to hop on Minecraft, playing outside with friends on the weekends, going outside the family fun centers and getting lost in the play places. It's clear that times were simpler back then. Instead of toys, we have phones. Instead of books, we have games. Instead of YouTube, we have TikTok. Some things I'll never be able to experience again. No more recess, no more watching my old favorite YouTubers, and no more playing games with the boys. It just doesn't feel the same. But that's when it hit me. What if I try and recreate these moments myself and feel the nostalgia that I once experienced as a kid? But how are we going to do this? I'll tell you how we're going to do this. I'm not only here to relive my past experiences. I have 3 tasks to complete. 1. I have to go the entire day without my phone, because back then kids didn't use phones. 2. I have to play my brother in Wii Sports, and let's just say he's kind of a pro. And lastly, we have to go to a nostalgic location. At the start of the day, we headed to Chuck E. Cheese. As I walked through the doors, memories of my childhood flooded back to me. It had been 10 long years since my last visit, and the nostalgia was overwhelming. The familiar sounds of children laughing and games beeping filled the air. I walked over to the prize counter where I had spent countless hours earning tickets for prizes. I remembered the joy of finally getting enough tickets for that one toy I had been eyeing for weeks. I decided to play a few games and it was a lot of fun.
No, 3 to go, bro!
I ended up getting the high score to the basketball game. As I walked out of Chuck E. Cheese, I felt like a kid again. It was a reminder of how special and important these childhood memories are, and how much they can mean to us as we grow older. I couldn't wait to come back and relive those memories again. Next, I wanted to go to Toys R Us. The only problem is, almost all of them are closed across the country. It was going to be hard to find one. We drove for 2 hours, and after non-stop driving, we finally found a location. I imagined rows upon rows of the latest and greatest toys, all waiting for me to discover them. But as I walked through the doors, my excitement quickly dropped. The store was dimly lit and seemed to be in a state of abandonment. Shelves were half empty, and the toys that were on display looked like they had been there for quite some time. The store was small, and nothing seemed to stand out. Even the once iconic Jeffrey the Giraffe seemed to have lost his spark. I didn't buy anything, and the entire experience left me underwhelmed and disappointed. As I left the store, I couldn't help but think this trip to Toys R Us had been a letdown. Next, I decided to get some lunch. Where exactly? McDonald's. You remember as a kid getting a Happy Meal and playing in the play place? So I did exactly that. We got there, but the play place was small and outdated and didn't seem to be well maintained. The equipment was old and looked like it hadn't been cleaned in a long time. I roamed the play area, searching for something that caught my eye, but nothing seemed to stand out. I was underwhelmed and disappointed with my experience. But later that day, I decided to give play places another chance. I visited a different one. This time the play place was bigger, brighter, and had a lot more to offer. As I walked inside the giant play place, I was so excited to explore. The memories of my childhood came flooding back, and I couldn't wait to relive them again. The play place was filled with things I remembered from my childhood. Giant slides and tunnels to explore. I climbed to the top of the giant slide, and as I sat there taking in the view, I felt like I was back in my childhood. The feeling of the wind in my hair and the rush of adrenaline as I slid down was just like I remembered it. I also explored the tunnels and obstacles, crawling through them just like I used to when I was a kid. I remembered how much I loved the feeling of adventure, and it was just as exciting now as it is back then. After a long day, I headed home. When I got home, I decided to play Wii Sports because I remember playing when I was a kid. I ended up beating my brother, and it was honestly a really good time.
What?